It's trash day in the city of Roanoke, so you roll that bin out to the curb and it's the last you see of that refuse. But what happens to it? Well, today I'm going to find out. On this episode of Civic Service, I take a look at the behind-the-scenes efforts of a hardworking crew of the City of Roanoke Solid Waste Division. We'll get on board several different trash trucks and see what it takes to get rid of your waste.
Well, day in the life for us. We start early, between 6 and 6:30. We gather here at the Public Works Service Center to get our assignments for the day, depending on which routes that we have to collect, whether they be for our trash routes, our recycling routes, bulky items, if those are being set out on that particular day, as well as brush. What makes Roanoke a top-notch city is the quality of its collection vehicles. We have a variety of collection vehicles. We've got the automated trucks with the extended arm that allows the worker not to have to get out, risk injury or anything of that nature. Plus we have our packer trucks that can get into some tight spaces, the alleys and things of that nature, which makes those trucks ideal and conducive for that level of service. And we also are fortunate to have what we call our boom trucks or our grappler trucks, and those allow, again, our folks to be extremely safe, to grab from the convenience of the vehicle large materials, heavy materials, and sometimes materials you don't want to touch. Let's face it, we're a get-her-done kind of group. It's got to get done. We have a short amount of time within the daylight hours to get these materials off the street. You never know what you'll anticipate in terms of customer service issues, vehicle issues. So it helps when you've got a good core group of employees that are, trying to aspire to the core values that the city has, and one of those is teamwork.
Well, I'm here inside the one-armed bandit, and the first thing that I notice right in front of me is a steering wheel. And I'm on the driver's side, but I'm not going to be driving today. George here's got another steering wheel, so I've got to ask, why two steering wheels?
That's a good question. Technically in transport, a lot of the times you have the option to drive left or right, really. So I could switch this panel right here, it says left and right control. Right now I have it in right control because I'm on the right side. When you're servicing the cans, you want to be on the right side. You want to be as close to the cans as possible.
How'd you get into this, George?
Honestly, I've been working with the city now for 10 years. I worked as used to work in the landscape department. That's where I originally got my CDL because it's required for the city.
Yep.
And then afterwards, I moved over here roughly 4.5 years ago into this department. But over here, these control everything that we use. This is the PTO switch here to operate our packer. And then these are that's my reverse camera, and right there is my side camera right next to you there.
Oh, yeah.
So we need that because when we go through, there are areas where we're very tight. We might have only 3 or 4 inches on each side of us. So when we're looking through, my mirrors are very vital, and so are any cameras that I have. And there's a lot of backing up and turning back around.
And we're off.
Here we go. The actual cans and picking them up, that's the easy part. The tough part is everything, all the obstacles we have to deal with.
What about the best parts of the job for you?
The best part of the job, I'd have to say, is when we get the route completed. There's 3 of us in my crew. We're very close. It's the way that we get the job done is we go through, and as soon as I'm done, I hop into wherever else is down, and we keep working that way until it's completed. Styrofoam is a big one that we get a lot of that we're not supposed to be taking with recycle. Other things you'll find is like clothing, blankets, things of that nature, and what we call large bulk items. So sometimes I'll find a whole chair or something sitting in there. In those situations, I need to get out, and it's called tagging the can. I go out there and I place this notice on there and let them know that their recycle was contaminated. So here's one right here. I apologize, but right here, this is one of the ones that I can tag.
Okay, perfect.
It has a pair of crutches inside of it, and I'll put a strip on the bar to let them know that what we've done. So for future drivers, they know that I have addressed this can. And then what I'll do in this situation, since everything else is recycle, I'll pull the crutches out, lay them on here for our bolt crew to come through and grab. And this way I can still service the can, but just educating them, and I'm not just leaving it behind.
You're going to test me with it this close?
I'm going to test you.
Okay.
Let's see how you do here.
See, you've actually got somebody on your route behind you doing regular fall.
Yeah, the driver behind me is Cheryl. She'll be running pretty much behind me this whole route.
Cheryl, now you drive another one-arm bandit, but this time we're doing general track.
Right.
Tell me a little bit about what route are we going to do today?
We're on Route 4. We'll be going right up Colonial.
All right, anything I need to know before I hop in the truck?
Just be ready for the ride.
I'm ready for the ride. Let's go. How long have you been with the department?
4 years.
What do you like about it?
Outdoors.
Being outdoors, all right?
Yeah. The customers. They're nice. Once you get used to the customers and the customers get used to you, it's good. You know who had their can out. You know who not going to have their can out.
Now, did you get your CDL before you did this?
Yeah, I did. I drove the school bus before I came here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting thing. Tell me about transitioning from being a school bus driver to being a trash truck driver.
The kids. Kids to no kids.
So, call me crazy. Are you doing a 3-point turn here on this tiny little street?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I couldn't do this in my car. Well, that gets me to what's the hardest part of your job? Is it this? Is it navigating really tight neighborhoods and roads?
Yes, that's the hardest thing. Like these cul-de-sacs that's really tight and you got cars that's right there. And then they got the cans like close to the cars. Or like the one-way roads where they not supposed to park on that side where when it's trash collection day.
Now, how is it for you being female in a group of majority male, you'd say, right?
Right. So you just gotta show them that you're tougher than them. Show them that you can work just as hard as they do. That you can do what they do. Don't think of it as a man's job. You can do what they do. Just come out here and try it. I like it.
So this is kind of what we run into a lot. You'll notice cans are only about 3 inches apart.
Okay.
So we prefer them to be about 3 feet so we have the gap. But this is where your skill comes into play, and I'll let you give that a try.
You're going to test me with it this close?
I'm going to test you.
Okay.
Let's see how you do here, Scott.
All right.
Okay.
Hopping in the driver's seat right now.
All right.
This is the joystick that controls everything.
Yes.
I'm going to be watching in this monitor right here.
And now what you do is,
okay.
so that's your activator right here. When you hit that, none of these buttons work without pushing this one first. So as long as you're holding this, the joystick works. If you're not holding on, like watching out, look, you look there, nothing's moving. And look over there. You want to look behind you while you're doing that too.
So I'm watching this direction.
Yeah. So you're watching that.
Totally are. Now it looks like I need to pull it back a little bit. So
Okay. So pull it to your left.
Oh, left is back.
Yeah. Left is pulling back. Pulling down and pulling up is what moves it down. So did you move it up?
I need to go towards the rear of the truck. Which way do I go? This is harder than it looks.
Hold that one, push that, pull that back,
Yep.
and then hit the bottom left button.
Bottom left.
There you go. Now hit that. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Go, just a little bit more. All right, now take that controller, push it to the right. Just to the right, don't push down or up. Push it out, go ahead, keep going.
See it?
Keep going,
Yeah.
keep going, keep going. Now right there, now stop. Now what you want to do is now hit the bottom right button.
Bottom right. Got it?
I mean, sorry, not bottom right, bottom left again, bottom left again. Now you've got it. Let's make sure you're gripped. Okay. Now pull it in just slightly. Pull it to the left just slightly.
Yeah, it's moving. He's
All right.
moving.
Now pull the controller all the way in, all the way in.
gonna snap in. There you
And
go.
now once you get there, you're gonna pull down.
Okay, pulling down.
And now watch, you can look up there, you can see what you're doing, keep going.
Oh yeah!
Make sure everything's empty, and
Got
now
it.
you're gonna push up. Push up till it's on the ground. Pull it all the way back, and then close everything to the right.
So you always want to leave it close.
Look at that.
All right, perfect.
Perfect, simple, did a great
Well,
job.
George, thank you so much. This has been a great experience, and I appreciate you giving me a lesson. Bill, I caught you going to the assistance of your fellow operator, correct?
Yes, sir.
What I would like to leave with the citizens of Roanoke is to help us help them. Keep up with your collection days in terms of setting your materials out to the curb, and then once you've been serviced, return it back as close to the house as possible, because we want to make the city an attractive city.
All right, I've just joined Bill. He's a knuckle boom operator here for the city of Roanoke. And Bill, I caught you going to the assistance of your fellow operator, correct?
Yes, sir.
What's
Yeah.
going on?
Evidently his lift cylinder on the boom came apart, and he can't get the boom back in the truck. So we're gonna go over there and see if maybe I can use my boom to get it over in his truck for him.
Is that a pretty common occurrence, or is this something unusual?
No, this is very unusual, but it's mechanical, so anything mechanical is subject to failure.
Now, this particular situation that we're in today probably fits your skill set since you came from a garage environment.
Yeah, usually a lot of times when the guys break down, there's one other guy that works in solid waste that worked in the garage as well. And a lot of times if we have breakdowns, we'll pull off our routes and see if it's something that maybe we can assist with, or maybe even fix on the side of the road. I keep a tool bag up under my seat just for such circumstances. This particular boom is actually one of the older ones, and you look back there on the back, there's 14 levers back there.
Wow.
That control the boom.
Okay.
And the newer ones have, it's 2 hand controls, and you pull them up and back and side to side, and you can even twist them to get the boom to do everything that it needs to do.
Yep.
I'm not as comfortable with those. I'm more comfortable with the levers.
Sounds to me like this one requires a little more finesse.
It does. It does.
Our truck has just come to the assistance of another truck that has a problem getting their crane down. So let's see if our operator can be of any assistance.
I think what I'm gonna try to do first, I'm gonna grab the main part of the boom and lift it up so we can get that clamshell down. All right, hold what you got. I'm gonna pull forward. I'm gonna get you to lift it up, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slide it in behind it and swing the boom that way. Raise it up.
So it looks like you're attaching a chain to pull that arm out.
We're gonna try it.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Now the fun part, getting the chain off. I've done some crazy stuff before.
All right, we're back on the road again. Talk about what we just experienced there. That was a little unusual for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, I've never done that one before. I've had to get a boom back in a truck that was broken when I was in the garage with a come along, but never used the boom to get one like that before. Yeah, like I said, I've never done it before, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do to get a guy back to the shop so he can get his vehicle done and fixed.
Try to put as much paint on it as possible.
We also are fortunate to have a customer service call center that we have, consisting of 2 individuals who take calls from citizens They monitor notifications sent in via email, and they quickly can dispatch that information out to our drivers.
Okay, let's backtrack a little bit and walk through your day, kind of from beginning to end. Is this a typical day for you?
This typical day.
All right, talk about what you've done so far and what's left to do.
Typically, this morning we emptied all the trash first and checked all the receptacles and made sure they're all empty, and did the cans in the lot, and we took those and we got rid of that, and now we're down here and we're going to concentrate on the compactors.
All right, well, let's go take a look. Show me what we got here.
Sure. First of all, he'll check these cans here and make sure if there's anything in there, we'll dump these cans. This is like the small stuff, bottles, cans people bring in. They'll put them in these cans.
Okay. So what's the trick? Just lean it up straight.
Stand here. Line it up from over here.
Okay.
Push the handle forward and hold on to the
All right, push the handle forward that way. Oh, didn't get it quite right. Which way? I was struggling with this the other day.
Let go.
Okay.
Now, let go of it. Run forward.
Push forward. There it goes. Nice. Thank you.
All right, everybody downtown that uses these has one of these. It's a fob, which they use this to get access to the compactor. Once you're inside, they fob this little box right here, and this gives them access, unlocks the compactor itself where they can dump their trash.
Oh, okay.
You turn the switch over for the dumper, and they come and they bring their can, and they put their can on just like they did outside on the truck. They hook their can on this. They'll watch that. I'm gonna flip this up, and they'll put their can on there, and they'll dump their can into the container here. And once that's in there, they pull their can back away, and they'll close the door, and then they'll manually compact it. And now this is compacting all the trash and pushing it back there and compacting it.
So this is mostly meant for the business owners downtown.
Business owners and the people who live downtown.
Oh, okay. Anything else you got to check for while you're here?
Just make sure there's no leaks. It's running good, running smoothly. Empty those out, and we're good to go.
Oh, awesome.
The Roanoke Solid Waste Division also uses rear loader or packer trucks to service alleys and other tight spaces throughout the city.
Nope.
All right, leave it alone. Bring this with you.
Okay.
Pull it in. See the zip right here?
Yeah.
Hook it on right there. See the black handle right there?
Yeah.
Pull it in.
Oh, that's easy enough. All right.
Use the garbage man. All right, that's it. Shoot the top, put it right back.
Well, Virgil, it's been a lot of fun. Thanks for letting me do this alley with you. I don't know how you do it every day, but I'm glad you do. Our city couldn't do it without you.
Come on back Monday. I'll do what we do.
All right. Thanks.
All right.
The city has a 4-person inspector team. Part of their job includes educating citizens on the city's solid waste ordinance. I got to ride along with one inspector.
I'm what they call a collections inspector for solid waste. And what my job is that I go around and I really try to talk to citizens if they're home about what they can set out and what they can't set out.
So you're an educator, really?
Yes, that's my job. My job is not, and that's what I tell people when I talk to them. Say, hey, look, I'm not here to bust your chops. I'm just here to educate you a little bit.
All right, so tell us what you're up to right now.
All right, so what I'm doing now is I am taking a picture of all this stuff that's out here on the curb.
And what exactly is the violation here?
The violation is the city does not pick up any bags or boxes that are not inside either the trash can or the recycle can.
Well, it looks like we got some citizens now. I'll let you go and talk to them, and I'll hang back here.
All right. All right, Sonny, I will give you until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Appreciate it, man.
All right?
Appreciate it.
Well, what happened was the citizens that came out of the house, they just rented the house.
Yep.
They're gonna move in sometime this week. I talked to him and he called the owner, and I spoke with the owner and advised him that this stuff had to be moved. Now, if I come by tomorrow at 10, which will probably be more like 10:30, 11 o'clock, and it's still here, I will just send him a notice of code violation.
At the end of the day, the drivers and operators will turn in their paperwork, discuss with their supervisor any issues that may have occurred en route. Certainly, I've fallen in love with the city of Roanoke. It's a very beautiful area here, nestled in the valley, such as it is, and we have a prominent role in keeping it clean. You know, keeping it a vibrant city for people to work, play, and relocate here, both in terms of residential situations as well as business. And certainly as a solid waste management company, the lion's share of keeping it clean falls on us.
The Solid Waste Division in the city of Roanoke is a hardworking and dedicated crew that really does a lot more behind the scenes than meets the eye. Thanks for watching this episode of Civic Service.